Hey guys, Luke with Lacrosse here, and today we are going to be continuing my series on mistakes high school players make. For this video, we're going to switch it up a little bit. Instead of 10 mistakes, we're going to shorten it down to 5. That way that my videos are a little shorter. I kind of like to go in depth, and I've realized some of my videos go on probably a little bit too long, so I'm going to try and keep this video a little shorter. But let's get started. So number 1 on this list is for players to neglect their ground ball work. And what I mean by this is a lot of kids will go out and do their wall ball. I know there's ones that don't, but a lot of them will go out and do their wall ball and then not work on ground balls. And if you're a player that cannot consistently scoop up a ground ball, then you are a severely handicapped player. When I was on some of my recruiting trips, I'm a D pole, so I asked, what do you want me to be able to consistently do? Every single coach told me that I got to be a one-time ground ball guy, and what they meant by that was the first time I go to scoop a ground ball, you got to pick it up. So, you got to work on your ground ball so you can do that. I mean, it's just as important as doing your wall ball. An easy way to do it is, you go out and do your wall ball, and then if you have, you're on a wall, or it's a little tougher if you're on a rebounder, but find a wall, and what you do is you pass it kind of low, or just kind of roll it into the wall, and it'll bounce. The ball will roll back or bounce back at you. Kind of let it roll towards you. Once it gets close enough to scoop down and pick it up. Just do it. If you have to start out, just do 25 per hand. Hopefully work up to 50, maybe even 100 per hand. But that's an easy way to just sharpen your ground ball skills up a little bit and make yourself a more complete player. So number 2 on this list is high school players not watching film. And what I mean by watching film, it's not when you go on YouTube and watch the sickest lacrosse goals ever or massive lacrosse hits. By watching film, I mean going down, sitting down, watching a YouTube full game, and at least watching a full quarter and really taking note of what each team does. So if you're a D-pole, for example, you would study all the defense possessions, and you take note of how they cover the off-ball man, how they communicate, how they approach the man with the ball. Are they in a zone? Are they playing man? And especially for defense, take note of why they gave up the goal. So did they not slide fast enough? Did they allow a skip pass? Are there sticks on there? Just stuff like that. I mean, figure that out so you know what they did wrong so you don't do it. And if you're an offensive player, watch how the offense moves the ball. Watch what a guy does without the ball. Really the final part of the whole offensive set is the shot. So the shot is the final thing. But there's a lot of things that go into that. How are guys moving? Are they doing a sweep? Are they setting picks? Are they doing faking a pick and doing a slip? Two-man game, just stuff like that. Take note of that. Watch how they have their positioning set up for a shot. Just stuff like that. How's their spacing? So if you're an offensive player, I'd say watch that. I guarantee you that'll help you become a smarter player on the field, which will give you an advantage over a lot of kids that do not watch film. So number 3 is arguing with the ref. Now a lot of kids do make this mistake. I get it, you get hot-headed, you get into the game, but arguing with the ref is probably one of the dumbest things you could possibly do. It hurts your team. I'll be honest, I've never seen someone argue with the ref and have the ref say, "Oh, you know what, I'm so sorry. I'm going to pick up my flag now. You're good." It's never happened. Last year when Denver played at Air Force, I was opposite of Bill Tierney. He wanted no call. They called a penalty on his guy. I think it was a slash. He honestly had a reason to argue, and they called it. And he's won 7 national championships now. So if that guy couldn't convince the ref to change a call or whatever, then there's really not a good chance that you're going to do it as, just a high school player. The worst thing you could do, really, is just to get another penalty for unsportsmanlike, maybe even get thrown out of the game. Then you just make it harder in defense. Don't get a penalty and then can make it worse by getting a second penalty. That just pisses everyone off. It's not a good way to win friends in the locker room. So just be smart. When you get a penalty, yeah, it sucks. Just take it, go in the box, sit your minute or 30 seconds or whatever, and then get back in the game. So number 4 is not running in the offseason. Now I know this probably scares a lot of you. You think running in the offseason. I think a lot of kids get discouraged from it because they think, oh, I gotta run the offseason. Oh my god, I gotta run a 5K every day. And I'm here to tell you that it's not the case. I In fact, I'd recommend not running a 5K. Distance running. I would say switch it up. That's kind of my advice to you guys. For example, say on Mondays you do ladder agility work. You really work on your footwork and your speed and all that stuff. Tuesday you work on your plyometrics. So you do plyometric exercises. And then we could say Wednesday and Thursday you lift, and then you take a Friday off. And then Saturday you do sprint interval training, and then Sunday maybe you could run a mile. That's just kind of rough. I'm not saying that's like the exact thing to do, but that's just kind of the thing. Take a day off, because you're going to burn yourself. Otherwise you might burn yourself out, and your body does need a day to relax and rest and recover. But, switch the running up a little bit every day. Don't just make it that you got to go run distance running every day. That's not fun. Not a lot of people like that unless you're in cross country, which if you are, then good for you. I did that. And once I gained 50 pounds for my sophomore, junior year, I was like, I'm not doing cross country anymore. So I am 230, guys, and when I'm doing my running for college for next year, it sucks, especially when I'm doing the distance running. So I understand. I do this kind of more shorter power workouts with the sprinting. So switch it up. That's kind of what I'd recommend for the running. But you do need to do it. Trust me, when I started doing my footwork, and then this summer I was playing against some guys, and I had to backpedal. I noticed a huge difference. I felt like Saquon Barkley or Richard Sherman covering the guy. I couldn't believe how fast my hips were. So I promise you'll notice a difference. Yeah, it's going to suck at first, but once you power through the first 2 weeks, it'll get better. I promise. So last thing on the list for this video is talking trash. Now this kind of goes a little bit with talking back to the ref or arguing with him, but talking trash, yeah, I get it. Sometimes you do a little bit. It's a little fun. It's part of the game. So I'm not saying you can't do a little bit of trash talk, but I'd really recommend steering clear of it completely. Really, all talking trash does is it pisses off the other team. It makes you a target. If you keep doing it, maybe the ref calls a penalty on you. The other team's all fired up now and they're angry. And the worst part is if you guys lose, then you're going to look pretty stupid that you're talking crap the whole game. So I'd really recommend just to not do it. If you're a trash talking guy, what I would say, if you want to talk trash, the best way to talk trash to the opposing team is to beat them on the scoreboard. So if you want to talk trash, then get the lead and keep running up the score, keep scoring. I'm of the opinion that you should never let up. Even if you're up 20-0, you should make it 21-0. So that's my opinion. So if you want to talk trash, do it by playing better than the other team and beating them on the scoreboard. Don't waste your energy talking to some D-pull that's covering you about how he sucks. That's just going to motivate him to play better against you and maybe cheap shot you. So don't do that. Just beat them in the game, and that's the best trash talk you can do. So guys, that'll wrap up this part 2 video of mistakes high school lacrosse players make. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please leave a like and subscribe so we can keep growing this channel. I also have a Twitter and Instagram, which you can follow at logical_lacrosse. And I do have a website. It is www.logicallacrosse.com, where I'm posting kind of written versions of this. I'm posting follow-ups of all the Division 1 games. I'm giving some love to the D2 and D3. I gotta get a little more knowledge of all the rosters and coaches and such. But I'm starting to get more into that, and I'll be posting more stuff, interesting stuff about the ACC. This second week they have kind of struggles, so I'll have a video about that. But I would like to thank you all so much for watching, and to enjoy the rest of your day.